Have you ever dreamed of dropping everything and embarking on an epic journey to a land no one you know has ever seen? Imagine doing that in the 13th century, with no planes, no GPS, just a horse and a thirst for adventure. That's exactly what a young Venetian merchant named Marco Polo did, and the book he left behind. The Travels of Marco Polo is more than just a travelogue. It's a window into a lost world. Many of us know the name Marco Polo from the swimming pool game, but the real man was one of the most legendary explorers in history when he was just 17. He set off with his father and uncle on a mind-boggling journey along the Silk Road, all the way to the far-off land of Cathay, which we now know as China. It took them over 3 years, crossing treacherous deserts, scaling towering mountains, and navigating through bustling, unfamiliar cities. What they found at the end of their journey was even more astonishing. The court of Kublai Khan, the mighty Mongol emperor and grandson of Genghis Khan. Kublai Khan was fascinated by these strange visitors from the West. He took a particular liking to the intelligent and observant young Marco, appointing him as a special envoy. For the next 17 years, Marco Polo traveled all over the vast Mongol Empire on official business for the Khan. He saw things that no European had ever laid eyes on. He witnessed the immense wealth and power of the Khan's court, describing palaces with roofs of gold and dining halls that could seat thousands. He wrote about the use of paper money, a concept completely alien to Europe at the time, where everyone still traded with heavy metal coins. He described the empire's sophisticated postal system, with relay stations and fresh horses that allowed messages to travel with incredible speed. Marco also journeyed through lands that were pure myth to his contemporaries. He saw the vast Gobi Desert and heard its strange, haunting sounds. He traveled to the islands of Japan, which he called Shipungu, and described its legendary golden temples. He wrote about the strange customs, exotic animals like crocodiles and rhinos, and unique resources of each region he visited. He was the first to introduce Europeans to things like coal, which he called black stones that burn, and asbestos, a cloth that wouldn't catch fire. After 24 years away from home, the Polos finally made their way back to Venice. They had been gone so long that their own families didn't recognize them. When they finally revealed their identities and the jewels sewn into the linings of their worn-out clothes, they became local legends. But the story doesn't end there. A few years later, Marco was captured in a sea battle and thrown into a Genoese prison. It was there that he dictated his incredible adventures to a fellow inmate, a writer named Rustichello di Pisa. This collaboration resulted in the book we know today. The Travels of Marco Polo became an instant sensation. It was hand-copied and translated, spreading across Europe like wildfire. For centuries, it was one of the only sources of information Europeans had about the Far East. It fired the imaginations of future explorers, including another famous Italian, Christopher Columbus, who owned a heavily annotated copy of the book. Of course, the book has its controversies. Some historians have questioned whether Marco Polo actually went to all the places he claimed, pointing out that he never mentioned things like the Great Wall or chopsticks. However, many scholars believe his accounts are too detailed and accurate to be completely fabricated. He was a merchant, after all, interested in trade, goods, and the organization of the empire, which is exactly what his book focuses on. Whether you read it as a literal historical account or a fantastical adventure story, The Travels of Marco Polo is a monumental work. It reminds us of a time when the world was full of mystery and discovery, and it showcases the incredible courage and curiosity of one man who dared to venture into the unknown. It's a powerful testament to the human spirit of exploration. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more summaries of incredible books. See you next time.